Hello, my dear friends. We are slowly coming to the end of the church year. At this weekend, we celebrate the Christ the King feast. With that, the year of the church is coming to an end, and the week after, we start the new church year with the first Advent. At this weekend, my dear friends, the church is showing that Christ is a king. Christ is the king. What do we understand from this feast? In these days, I'm having much joy to guide a young woman who is actually coming from India, and she wants to become a Christian. She wants to follow Christ, and she wants to become a member of the Catholic Church. It's a great joy for me as a priest of the Catholic Church to guide her on her way. It was no compulsion for her. It is just coming from her own heart that she has to become a follower of Christ. As I spoke with her, what are the intentions for which she is deciding to become a Christian, she was telling, in all her life, in all the stations of her life, in every situation of her life, she already experienced Christ. It is tremendous, my dear friends. A person of another religion, she is saying that she was always having a companionship with Christ. In everything, Christ was seen. Only that she was not a member of the Catholic Church or of Christianity. It is overwhelming that Christ is working also in our times, that He is showing Himself to all people, irrespective of religion and caste and language and colors and nations. This is what makes Him a king who is loved by many. Actually, my dear friends, the whole universe is going towards Christ, through Christ for the redemption. At this weekend, we hear from the letter of St. Paul to the Colossians, chapter 1, 12 till 20, where Paul is writing, Brothers and sisters, let us give thanks to the Father who has made you fit to share in the inheritance of the holy ones in light. He delivered us from the power of darkness and transferred us to the kingdom of His beloved Son, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins. He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For in Him were created all things in heaven and on earth, the visible and the invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created through Him and for Him. He is before all things, and in Him all things hold together. He is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things He Himself might be preeminent, for in Him all the fullness was pleased to dwell, and through Him to reconcile all things for Him, making peace by the blood of His cross, through Him, whether those on earth or those in heaven. A beautiful description of Paul on Jesus Christ, my dear friends. If that is the case, then every human being, irrespective of his religion or culture, he is coming under Christ. Christ is someone who is moving this whole world, whole life to eternal life, my dear friends. As this young woman was telling me, I was feeling so happy one side that somebody has already experienced Christ, but at the other side, I was asking myself as a priest, how much am I going with Christ? How I am seeing the footsteps of Christ in my own life. My dear friends, if I see in my own life, there are many occasions where I can see that Christ has brought me ahead just for the fullness of life. Even my own decision to become a priest, it took a lot of time. With 30 years, I got ordained, my dear friends. I could see in my life that Christ was everything. He was my King. He was everything and He is everything. And let us also accept it. These days, especially when we celebrate the feast of Christ the King, we can ask ourselves how much Christ is ruling in our own life, in our own decisions. How much do we give possibilities or chances that Christ can decide for us? This young woman made it at the end. She said, yes, now I cannot be away from Christ. I want to be one with Christ. For that, I want to become a member of the church. My dear friends, let us all celebrate this feast that Christ is for us and Christ is going ahead and He is the ruler and the King who is just having only one thing, love.